Remember when you changed the fuel pump in your car and you saw that filler neck grommet that you thought you were going to change and you just didn't do it? Yeah. Now we're going to change it. Let's get it. Welcome back to another video here at chrisrodproductions. And guys, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this particular video. And if you're brand new here, welcome, and most importantly, subscribe, dog. So first off, shout out to I believe the person's name is Butterbaby911, and the reason I'm shouting you out is because you're one of the people that noticed the issue I've had already on the car. And if I'm being really honest with you guys, I've had this issue ever since I installed the fuel pump. I just didn't feel like taking the whole tank back down and putting this grommet on, even though I should have did it in the first time. And one of the issues with knowing that it is indeed a filler neck grommet is we had a major gas smell coming from the fuel tank. And pretty much it kind of put two and two together when I did the fuel pump and said, you know what, it's probably the grommet. But check this out. When you go under the car to the actual grommet, you can clearly see that that ring is, you know, it's like not attached right, and gas has literally just been flowing out of here for quite some time, because you can see all the marks right here on the plastic cover for the tank. So basically, after an entire year of dealing with this problem, I'm now deciding to change it. And this is the part that we're going to be using today. It's going to be a genuine Ford fuel filler neck grommet, and basically that's the number. I got this off of Rock Auto for X amount of dollars. And the grommet in particular should be able to work from all year models of Mustangs from 1994 all the way to 2004. And it should be including the Cobras. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I'm pretty sure of. As far as tools go, a simple ratchet set with some sockets and extensions will be perfectly fine. But one of the special tools that you are going to end up needing is going to be a fuel quick disconnect tool. And in particular, the one that basically we'll probably need is this little guy right here. I'm pretty sure you could buy this separately online or even at your local Advance. But in my opinion, you're better off getting this whole little kit. That way you have every single fitting possible for ACs, transmissions, and fuel. But I'll be sure to put a link down below to make sure you get this exact kit for a nice decent price off of Amazon. I got you guys. You also may need a flathead screwdriver just in case if you got the certain locking tabs that lock the fuel lines together. You just got to pry them out. So you will need a flathead. Lucky for me, as of right now, the car has little to no gas into it. So the way we're going to go about doing this is basically lifting the car up, taking the straps off of the fuel tank while having the tank held up with a jack stand or a jack. Bring it down, make sure I disconnect all the hoses and or wiring, take the whole tank out, put the grommet in, and then put everything back together. So let's do this. Before we even consider bringing down the tank, there's going to be a couple bolts that I want to loosen up and or remove prior to even starting it. And that's going to be the bolt that supports the actual filler neck down here, the 3 bolts that attach to the actual tank housing, and the 3 bolts that attach to this other grommet within the actual trunk of the car. And now with all those bolts removed, I have my jack putting slight bit of pressure onto the fuel tank. And now we're ready to remove the bolts of the straps right here, and as well, if you follow the strap on the other side, it'll be right towards the axle. Don't forget to disconnect this connection before you drop the tank down. So now that we got the tank lowered a little bit, we're able to go in and look at the fuel lines and get rid of these little locking tabs that we got here, and as well remove the fuel lines out from the actual pump with a quick disconnect tool. And then we're ready to take this tank out and take care of that grommet. So now that our fuel lines are disconnected, we should be ready to take down the whole tank, or at least separate the filler neck itself away from the tank. So we'll see how this goes. So the plan that I have to be able to do this, clearly we see that this part of the grommet is completely separated. So that means there's still a little bit inside, but the plan is for me to take this plastic trim tool, kind of pry this out some way somehow, and as well pry out this hose. That way I'm able to drop the tank fully down afterwards. This is going to be interesting. So we're gonna try some needle nose pliers, and I might just try and grab the actual grommet and see if I can snake it out or force it. So here goes nothing. Should be able to move this in. Get it around. And the grommet is now out. Now that the grommet's out, I should be able to just ease this down and kind of slide it this way. And now it's officially out. So now it's raining. Wasn't expecting that today. That's good. So it just finished raining and I am completely drenched in soak. But here's a good thing. I got that vacuum line off the tank, and while it was raining, I told myself, let me just do this now so I can have an easier job with the tank. We siphoned all the gas, put it in there. Now I should be able to just take the tank in the garage and then put the grommet on and then reverse the removal, and we're pretty much done. So we got the fuel tank away from the car, and now we're pretty much ready to put a grommet into the tank, and it should be as easy as sliding this on and matching the grooves that are with the actual tank itself. So the way I may end up going about this is basically trying to get a part of this groove into the tank and then guide every single bit along the way around the whole grommet. That way it gets in and it's nice and sealed. So we got the tank held up with the jack stand and then a jack over there, and then all we have to do now is just take the filler neck, put it into the tank, and then we should be able to bring the whole tank back into the car and we'll be ready to go. Our filler neck is in, and now we're pretty much ready to put everything back together, lift the tank up, and then we're good to go. Now that everything's back together, the last thing that I need to do is just be sure to go to the gas station and put a full tank of gas and see if one, if anything's leaking, and or two, we did everything right and the car still works. But honestly, it's not happening now. I'm still drenched in sweat, rain, dirt. I don't know. It's just terrible, dude. Terrible. So we got the car running. We're doing pretty good there on that point. But right now the gas is at a quarter tank. So we're gonna have to go to the gas station, fill it up in its entirety, and then see whether or not, this whole problem that I have is actually fixed. All right, so I was only able to put 30 bucks because Connecticut gas is pretty much ass. So let's see what we got here. Over half, and honestly, no leaks, so we're good. And just to confirm, one time we have no leaks on the gasket, and this is just from the drive coming from the gas station back to the house. So we have a successful installation. And with all that being said, if you guys found this video enjoyable and or helpful in any kind of way, be sure to leave a like. And don't forget, for your boy, be sure to join the clip by simply smashing the subscribe button, and as well as with the notification bell. Until this, my boy Chris Rod, and I see all you beautiful people in the next one. Peace. No es simplemente una mata, préndele, do cacha y sube para